Is Mike Trout the Calvin Johnson of baseball in the sense that no one pays attention to him when he has
let's come
dominant
back. Let's take a break so I have a little bit extra time here. Because this was the week, because Trout was in New York, therefore all the New York writers, columnists were going to tell you how great Mike Trout is. We understand how great he is. And then they'll guilt you into, if you're not watching the Angels and Mike Trout, you're missing out on what? I can see the highlights. I don't have to watch a game. They're not a good team. And until he gets into the postseason, yeah, you can put up unbelievable numbers and win MVPs, but to be bigger than that, and I know he's not a self-promoter, and I do love that about him. He does play, and he, quote, unquote, plays the right way. But until you get to the postseason, these are great numbers, but you become historical. You become a brand. You become an icon. You become something different. If Derek Jeter has 3,600 hits with the Yankees and doesn't have a postseason to show for it, or a World Series, he's a great player on the Yankees, but he's not iconic. And iconic means you do it in the postseason. There's something more attached to this. All of those great players, it's rare. Bonds didn't have a postseason. He had one against the Angels, but he didn't really have that. But these were video game numbers he was putting up in the regular season. That was different. It became must-see TV every time he came to the plate, because chances are he was getting walked or hitting a home run. As great as Trout is, he doesn't have that brand recognition. And it's, I think, in large part because he doesn't play for a good team. He doesn't have any. How many postseason games? You know what? We should look at Jeter at this age and Mike Trout at this age, number of postseason games. I think it'll be startling for you. We're back into this. Nobody's arguing about his place in baseball and what he's doing at this young of an age, but they're not must-see TV. It's not a good team. And it used to be with Bonds, even McGuire and Sosa, that you tuned in because there was a chance they were going to hit a home run. Mike Trout is going to be great in the field, on the bases, at the plate. But it's not must-see TV. I think the numbers are fascinating with him. But if you're not getting to the postseason, that's where names are made, postseason. Here's Mike Trout and Derek Jeter, postseason comparisons through their first 6 baseball seasons. Mike Trout has played in 3 games, lost all 3, had a homer and an RBI, batted .083. That was against Kansas City. Jeter, first 6 seasons, 61 postseason games, hit .324, 8 homers, 21 RBIs, and won 4 World Series titles. So at the same time frame we're talking about the same age, Jeter had won 4 titles. Jeter's not a better player than Mike Trout. Jeter had more exposure and delivered on a bigger stage. Yeah, Paulie.
And like we said, this is not an indictment of Trout. It's just a situation which means he's not a household name and not a superstar. He's a superstar in stats. But if he could walk down the street in a town and nobody recognized him, then you're not a superstar. Go back to Albert Pujols, who's, I think, similar to Mike Trout. A little quiet, started their career off red hot, never cooled off. Albert Pujols, in his first 6 seasons, played in 53 postseason games. He hit .323 with 13 home runs. And Mike Trout has played in 3 postseason games. And that's how Albert Pujols became a household name.
Because you can put up numbers in baseball, but you want to put up numbers where people can see you. Madison Bumgarner became a household name because why? The postseason. He's great in the regular season. He's a great pitcher. But what do you do on a big stage? He did a whole lot on a big stage. That's hurt Clayton Kershaw, who's been, maybe the best regular season pitcher we've seen in, a long, long time. But you want to have postseason moments. The local fans are watching every game. It's the national fan, the casual fan. That's where they see you on the big stage. That's when things change.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.